Welcome back, everyone. As we all know, it is Thanksgiving tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Also, we're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. We're going to talk a little bit about healthy things right now, and Thanksgiving and the holidays. My next guest is Patrick Becker, and he is the owner of Thriving with Patrick. Welcome back to the show. You were on one time before, and I want you to talk a little bit about yourself because you have an incredible story about you. So go ahead.
Awesome. Well, first of all, it's great to be back. I appreciate that. And we talked last time, but my story real quick is basically I spent the majority of my adult life out of shape and unhealthy. And I eventually connected with some friends who helped me get healthy, and I've in turn paid that gift forward since then. I lost 42 pounds over 9.5 years ago, and have kept it off, and I've stayed healthy by helping other people do exactly what I did. So when we talked last time, you said, hey, it would be great to have you back around Thanksgiving. So I'm glad we were able to put this together, and you did ask me to bring something nice to give away. So I definitely wanted to do that. So what I've got for all of your listeners today is one of the most popular things I do all year is our holiday PDF recipe guides. And what they are a bunch of different recipes for all the holidays. We cover Thanksgiving, we cover Hanukkah, we cover Christmas, and there's all kinds of things in there. There's appetizers in there, there's main dishes, there's side dishes, there's even what we call mocktails, which are healthy alternatives to alcoholic drinks. So all that's available, and we're going to give that to anybody who reaches out today. So whether they call into your show or they reach out to me personally, I know you got my contact info, where we're going to give them that. It's super cool. It's about 30 pages of just all these awesome recipes, all these healthy alternatives to more classic type things that you mentioned, you know, that we don't always eat as healthy as we should around the holidays.
It has recipes, and it also has health tips. Now, I know you're thinking, it's Thanksgiving, Carol, right? You know, we're not going to do... Yes, this is a great time to do that because there are different alternatives to look at, and you can use it all year round. So we're going to open up the lines of the audience for everyone to call in for this, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Also, I want to talk about something that you mentioned before you came on today. Mm-hmm. I was listening. I think you mentioned the same thing when you were here the first time. There's one thing to lose weight. It's another thing to get healthy. And I want you to explain that. Explain that, Lucy. Go ahead.
I'll explain it for you. So basically the difference is really why you're doing it. And what we talk about is when someone wants to lose weight, whether it's to get into a wedding dress. You mentioned your daughter's getting married. Holiday pictures are coming up. That's a big thing for everybody, right? They want to look good in those. But the problem is when you focus on one of those goals, when that goal happens, all of a sudden everything goes away. And you go back to what? Normal, which is not what you were happy with to begin with. Mm-hmm. So we always talk about creating health is about your why. It's about why are you doing whatever you're doing at the time. And for most people, losing weight, for instance, and getting metabolically healthy is because they want to have more energy. They want to play with their grandkids. They want to do a hike. I'm running the Turkey Trot 5K tomorrow. They want to be able to do that. There you go. So it's all about why you're doing it. When you have that long-term focus, it's much easier to maintain and sustain your motivation versus just doing something, for 90 days, a 90-day cleanse or whatever, and then giving up and going back.
So we've got our lines open here because we want everyone to be healthy. And you can do this all year round. You can also start tomorrow. It is his PDF with recipes and health tips. It's a guide on how to have healthy holidays and every day of the year. So call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Now, you work valley-wide.
Correct.
You also do free consultations, and your website is thrivingwithpatrick.com. His phone number is 602-509-5763, or you can call in here and get this PDF by calling 602-277-5369. So, you've got some exciting news. There are updates with that. We're talking about a little bit earlier, but I want you to talk about this to the audience. The new clinical studies that just released and simplify everything around the topic of metabolic health.
Absolutely. We talked about this.
I'm glad I got that out.
You did great. You're a pro. We talked about this a little bit last time when I was here, and the question came up of, why do I need a program? Why do I need structure? Why can't I just get healthy on my own? And we kind of talked about it a little bit, but this study has come out since I was here last time. And what the study shows is it was specifically geared toward our programs, and it showed that participants in our programs lost 10 times more weight than the control group, which was people that were doing it on their own, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that came out of that study was they lost fat and they didn't lose muscle. We all know the GLP-1 crazes out there right now, and one of the things that's starting to come out about those GLP-1s is, yeah, they're very effective. People lose weight, but the weight they're losing is muscle weight. And the problem with losing muscle weight is that's the structure your body's built around. So if you lose that weight now, 5 years from now, if that's muscle weight that you lost, that's less things holding your bones together. That's why as we get older, people fall and dislocate and break hips and all that kind of stuff, because that muscular skeleton got worn away. Our program was proven to lose 17 times more fat than muscle. It maintained 98% of a person's lean muscle mass. Now, the idea behind that is the nutrition side, of course, but then the success as a whole comes from not only eating right, which we all think is the key, but it's about being surrounded by a supportive community. It's about having the structure. It's about knowing when and what to eat at what times. And when you have that structure in place and all that support, it makes it super simple. And that's why someone wants to have that structure, as we were talking about. You have that why, it keeps that motivation front and center, and that allows you to really know why you're accomplishing these goals. And then, of course, once you accomplish the goals, to set the next goal, because once you reach one thing, you don't want to stop and go backwards. You want to keep moving forward, and that's what the structure is.
Question, somebody starts with you, obviously you're going to find out their why.
Exactly.
What happens next? How do you keep them in check and all the way through?
It's a great question, and the way we do that is really just by being empathetic, by understanding that why. When a client tells me I want to do this because I want to play with my grandkids or I want to do whatever, I keep that in my mind. And when we do our weekly coaching calls, I don't ask them, how much weight did you lose, Carol? I ask you, hey, how's it going with the grandkids? What were you able to accomplish this week that you couldn't do last week? And that allows you as a client to understand, wow, I may not have seen the scale drop as much as I want, but wow, I'm accomplishing these goals. What's important to me is at the forefront. It's not about, just can you reach a number. It's about, is it benefiting you? Is it creating your metabolic health? Are you feeling more energy? Are you sleeping better? Those are the things that people want. They don't care what the number says.
How do you help them take control? Because that's really the hardest part of the whole thing.
And that goes back to the beauty of the structure of the program. It's about having a path and having a plan. It's not about winging it, doing it on your own and hoping it works. It's about following a proven, structured, clinically sound program that was designed by doctors and really is designed to help people accomplish those metabolic health goals, those sleep and energy and the hope, the mindset. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. It's all about the mindset a person has, and that's what I help as their coach, give them the tools to keep that mindset front and center, so not only do they accomplish this goal, but they can move forward to the next.
He does free consultations and he works valley-wide. His website is thrivingwithpatrick.com. His phone number is 602-509-5763. I did think it was a great time for you to come on right before Thanksgiving, because a lot of people are going to be full in the next few days, right? And the whole weekend and everything. But you know what? We can do things differently. And if it's not tomorrow, maybe it's Monday, which a lot of people want to start then.
Yep.
Get this PDF. It's a recipe and health tip guide that you can use throughout the year. But they have also Hanukkah, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, all of them in there, as well as just getting the tips on how to be healthy. And that's what it's all about, really, not just losing the weight. It's 30 pages long. You can call here at 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And we're going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. And his website, again, is thrivingwithpatrick.com. You're going to be full, but you don't have to be as of Monday. How's that?
Absolutely.
Call in here at 602-277-5369. So are you